Welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to solve Mathematics Paper 1 for external, and that is for 2020. So watch this video up to the end as I'm going to solve every question in this paper. Okay, so before I go into solving the questions, let's go through the instruction. So as you can see, this paper takes students to write 2 hours and it has 50 marks. So when you're solving this question, this paper, you should understand that you're working for 50 marks and it will take you 2 hours. Okay, now let's go to the instructions. So the instructions to the cadets are as follows. Number 1, pull out the answer sheet from the question paper. That means the question paper you have will have the answer sheet inside it. So you need to take the answer sheet out. Then number 2, you write your examination number. You write your examination number first. So you should know your exam number either by heart, or you'll be provided with IDs which will have exam numbers. So you can copy the number from the ID. Then you need also to write the school center name. So you write the name of your school, your exact name of the school, and the code. So you also write the code. I'm sure they will provide you with a code. It's usually 4 numbers. It is a code contains 4 numbers. So you write that on the answer sheet. So you write on the answer sheet. Okay. The third one is there are 2 sections in this question paper, section A and D. That is just they are telling you what this paper contains. Number 4, answer all the questions in both sections on the answer sheet provided. So you answer all the questions on the separate answer sheet which are given. So from question 1 to question 30, your answers will be on the answer sheet. Do not leave your answers in the question paper. Okay. Number 5, in section A, for each question, 4 suggested answers are given: A, B, C, and D. Choose the correct answer and show it on the answer sheet by marking it with a cross. Okay, so for example, if the answer is D, then you cross D like you can see on the screen there. You do just excuse me. You do just like you have been shown. Okay, number 6, no paper for lab work is to be provided. So they won't give you the lab paper for solving. No, for your lab work. They won't give you a paper for your lab work. No, they will just give you the answer sheet and the question paper. Any working should be done on the question paper in the space provided. So as you are working, in your question paper, there will be some spaces. That's where you can use for working. Okay. Only the answer sheet should be handed in. Please do not submit the question paper. What will be handed in first will be the answer sheet. The question paper can be collected later, or even if it's been collected, make sure you give your answer sheet to the one who's collecting the answer sheet, and never should you put it back in the question paper. I've seen these common mistakes with the students, so please make sure the answer sheets are given to the right person and the question paper are also given to the right person. Do not put your answer sheet in the question paper, please. Okay, let's go further with the instructions. Okay. Information for cadets: cell phones and calculators are not allowed in the examination room. So here you do not use cell phone or calculators. That means your mental arithmetic should be good, because you're going to be using your head to calculate or to find the sum, the product, the quotient of any question. You're going to be using your head. So please make sure you train yourself mental arithmetic. Then here it states, do not turn this page until you are told to do so. So be careful and be patient. Wait until you are told to say you can start writing. Do not do anything. Just deal with the answer sheet and then wait for instruction to start writing. So this question paper consists of 8 printed pages. So you may also check whether there are 8 pages in your paper and make sure that from 1 to 8 no page is skipped. Okay, once you have taken this into consideration, then you can go ahead and start answering the questions like we are going to do. So let's go to question number 1. Okay. Question number 1 was as follows. Okay, question number 1 was as follows. Find the value of 3 multiplied by -7. Find the value of 3 multiplied by -7. So when you multiply a positive by a negative, the answer you're going to get will be a negative. When you multiply a positive by a negative, the answer will be a negative. This is from integers. So 7 times or 3 times 7 will give us 21. Now remember, 7 is a negative, so it's going to be -21. Okay, so the correct answer was A. That was the correct answer for this question. Okay, we go to question number 2. Solve the equation 2x plus 7 is greater than or equal to -1. Okay, so what we need to do is we are going to rewrite this here. Okay, then what we're going to do here is, first thing is we're going to put like terms together. So we're going to have 2x is greater or equal to, then is equal to -1 is greater or equal to -1. Then 7 will cross the equal sign and become a negative. -1 minus 7. Okay, then we're going to write 2x is greater than or equal to, then when you are dealing with two numbers with the same sign, that means you consider the sign. So here we're dealing with a negative, so consider the negative, and then we add the numbers, or we put together the numbers. So 1 plus 7 will give us 8, so it's going to be -8. Okay, now at this stage we're going to excuse me, we're going to divide both sides by 2 because we want to remain with x alone on the one side of the greater or equal to sign. So we're going to divide both sides by 2. Okay, so 2 on top will be cancelled and 2 down will be cancelled, leaving us with x which is greater or equal to, then -8 divided by 2 will give us -4. So that is the correct answer. So the correct answer here was B. B was the correct answer for this question. Okay, we can go to question number 3. Okay, question 3 was as follows. Given that A is equal to 3 and B is equal to -2, find the value of A, open bracket, 1 minus B, close bracket. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to write the expression here. Then I'm going to replace every letter by its value. So A is equal to 3, open bracket, 1 minus B is equal to -2, so it's going to be minus -2, like that. Okay, once I've done that, I'm going to evaluate the negative sign and -2. So first I'm going to write 3, open bracket, 1, negative times -2 will give me +2. Okay, now I'm going to distribute 3 in those terms which are inside. So it's going to be 3 by 1 is 3, 3 by 2 is 6. So it's going to be 3 plus 6, which is equal to 9. So the correct answer was D. Number 4, which of the following is an irrational number? So here when you look at this irrational number, one of the characteristics of irrational numbers, they have got longer decimal numbers, which like they have got a lot of decimal places. So the answer that qualifies with that characteristic is C, which is square root of 3. Okay, we can go to the next question now. Question 5 was evaluate 10 raised to the power of 0 minus 2 raised to the power of 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this statement here. Okay, so now we all know that when a number is raised to the power of 0, that number is the value of 1. Okay, then we say 1 minus, so here minus 2 raised to the power of 3. So you should know that the negative sign is not raised to the power of 3, so which means we just raised 2 to the power of 3. So we're going to multiply 2 by itself 3 times. So we're going to write minus that we have just expanded. Then we're going to say 1, then 2 by 2 will give us 4, 4 by 2 will give us 8. So 1 minus 8. Then 1 minus 8 will give us negative 7. So the correct answer was A. Okay, we come to question 6, which is the Venn diagram below illustrates the sets A and B. Okay, so you can take time and look at the Venn diagram. Please take note of the elements that belongs in A and B, as well as in the entire universal set. So the question is, list the set A complement. So they're asking us to list the members that do not belong in set A. To list the members that do not belong in set A. So first we need to identify which set is set A. So the one I've circled in pink is set A. So set A has members which are 1, 2, 3. Okay, the rest they do not belong in set A. So when you look at the members that do not belong in set A, we have got 4 in set B and 5 outside the sets, 7 outside the sets, and 10 outside the sets. So the correct answer here is D, which is 4, 5, 7, and 10. These, they don't belong in set A. Let's go to the next question. Question 7 was, write 70.1956 correct to 2 decimal places. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this question here, or the number here. Okay, once I've done that, then I'm going to identify the 2 decimal places, which is 1 and 9. So that means I'm going to remove 5 and 6. Now when you're rounding off numbers, or when you're writing off numbers, you consider the next number which you are removing out. So in this case, I'm going to remain with 9, and then this 5 will be taken away. Okay, we are going to remove 5. So this number which I'm going to remove, I'm going to look at it and check whether it's equal to 5 or less than 5 or bigger than 5. Okay, so the rule is, if a number we are removing, which is next to the number you're rounding off, is less than 5, you add 0 to that number, or you add nothing to that number. But if it is equal to 5 or greater than 5, then you add 1 to the next number. So in this case, I'm going to look at the next number to 5, which is 9. So 9, when you add 1 to 9, since 5 is equal to 5, that means I'm going to add 1 to 9. It's going to give me 10. Okay, which means I cannot write 10 where there is 9. I'm going to write 0 there. Then I'll add 1 to 1, which is going to be 2 there. Okay, so that means there is no number that is spilling to 70. So I'm going to write 70 point. Okay, so when I round off 5, when I round off 9, because 5, the next number is 5, which means I'm going to add 1 there. Then when I add 1, or you can say when I add 1 to 19, it's going to give me 20. So it's going to be 70.20. Okay, so the correct answer was 70.20. Then the answer was A. Number 8, find the value of y in the diagram below. So as you can see, that's a diagram. It says we have got angles on a straight line. Okay, we have got angles on a straight line. So we have got angle which is 30 degrees, and angle y, and angle 43 degrees. So here, what we're going to use to find the value of y is the property of angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. Angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come up with an expression where we can add the 3 angles to get 180 degrees. So we're going to write y plus 30 degrees plus 40 degrees plus 43 degrees will give us 180. So first I'm going to add 30 and 43. So I'm going to write y plus 73. Y plus 73 is equal to 180. So 73 is coming from 30 plus 43 will give us 73. Then I'm going to put like terms together. That means I'm going to write y is equal to 180 degrees. Then 73 will close the equal sign and become minus 73, which will give us y is equal to, so when you find the difference of 180 and 73, which is 107 degrees. So 107 degrees was the value of y, so there, and the answer was C. Sorry, not D but C. Okay, not D but C. Okay, C was the correct answer. Okay, so the answer was C. Let's go to the next question. Okay, so question 9 was as follows. The following are scores for 7 learners in a mathematics test: 20, 60, 50, 20, 60, 50, 15. What is the median mark? Okay, so those are the marks. You can take time and look at them. So to find the median mark, what you need to do is you need to arrange these marks in descending or ascending order. Okay, you need to arrange them that you start with a smallest, then they're followed by the next, just like that. Or you can start with the biggest, then you come down until you reach to the smallest. So in either way, it will give you the answer. So in this case, what I'm talking about is arranging numbers like this, the way I've arranged. You can counter check. We have 15, which is one there, and you have got, when you check 2 20s, you can see the 2 20s there, and you have got the 2 50s there, as well as 2 60s. So they are there. So when you count those numbers, they are how many? You count the one in the statement and the one I've written, you'll find that both of them, they are 7 numbers, okay, or figures. Okay, then what we need to do is now, since there are 7, as we can count from the green ones here, that means I'll put them, the first 3 and the last 3, so that we remain with the one which is on the middle. So I'll put this, I'll underline the first 3 and the last 3. Now you can see that we have remained with 50 on the middle, and that 50 is the median. So B was the correct answer. The median mark is 50. Question 10 was, which of the following is a net of a square-based pyramid? Now, you need to take note of the name, which is square-based pyramid. I'm sure by now you know that the name of a pyramid is driven from the base of the pyramid. So if the shape of the base, if it is a square, that pyramid will be called a square-based pyramid. If it is a triangle, it will be called triangular based pyramid. Okay, so here we asked to find the square based pyramid. So when you look at these shapes, when you look at A has got a square base, but it's not a pyramid. Okay, that one is just a box. When you fold those parts, you'll find that you come up with a box. When you come to B, it has got a square base, and when you fold all those other wings 4 parts, they'll form a pyramid. So this is a square pyramid. So B is the correct answer. D is not a correct answer. I'm not sure that, C is not a correct answer. I'm not sure even you can form a pyramid from those shapes. You can't. At least, even if one, it's not, because it has a base with which is a triangle, and those other 3 sides are not triangles. They cannot even form a pyramid. D will form a triangular pyramid. D will form a triangular pyramid and not a square-based pyramid. Okay, so those were the answers. Let's go to the next question. Okay, now we go to question 11. Question 11 up to 30 are in section B. So section B starts at question 11. So as you heard from the instructions at the beginning, you answer all the questions in section B as well. So let's start with question 11. Given that the matrix P is equal to 2, -1, 3, 0. Okay. Question 11BA is asking us to state the order of matrix P, and question 11B is asking us to evaluate -2P. Okay, so to find the value of -2P. Okay, so let's start with question 11A. They're asking us to find the order of this matrix. This is a simple question, so what you need to do is you need to count the number of rows and the number of columns. So as you can see, we have got 2 rows and 2 columns. So the order of this matrix is 2 by 2. Now let's go to question 11B, which is find -2P. So I'm going to write -2P there, then I'm going to say equal to -2, then P is the matrix, so I'm going to replace P by its matrix, which is this one. Okay, 2, 3, -1, 0, cross bracket. Now this means that I'm going to multiply -2 by every element in that matrix. So I'm going to write equal to and open bracket. So -2 by 2 will give me -4. -2 by 3 will give me -6. Then -2 by -1 will give me +2. -2 by 0 will give me 0. Okay, so the value of -2P is -4, -6, 2, 0. That is the matrix we have formed. Okay, now we can go to question 12. Okay, question 12. Question 12, we are asked to find the value of cube root of 8 plus square root of 1. Okay, cube root of 8 plus square root of 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this expression down here. Then I'm going to ask myself, what number can I multiply by itself thrice to get 8? The number that I can multiply by itself thrice to get 8, that is 2. Okay, so I'm going to write 2 down there. Then plus the square root of 1. The square root of 1 is 1, so plus 1. Okay, then 2 plus 1 will give me 3. So 3 was the answer for this question. Let's go to the next question. Okay, so question 13 was as follows. Simplify 3x squared minus x plus 4y squared plus 2x squared minus y squared. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this expression down here. Once I've done like this, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put like terms together. So I'm going to write 3x squared. Then I'm going to look for a term that has got x squared, which is plus 2x squared. So I'm going to say plus 2x squared, then minus x. Since there is no other term that has got x squared, then I'm going to write minus x. Is there any term that has got x in it which is not squared? No, there is only x alone. So we're going to say plus 4y squared, then minus y squared. Okay, once I've done that, then we're going to evaluate those like terms. So 3x squared plus 2x squared will give us 5x squared, then minus x, then 4x squared, so not x squared, 4y squared minus y squared will give us 3y squared. Okay, and that is the answer for that question. That's the answer you need to write in your answer sheet. Now we go to question 14. Question 14 is the diagram below. Excuse me. The diagram below shows an isosceles triangle XYZ in which YZ is equal to 24 centimeter, XM is equal to 5 centimeter, and angle XMZ is equal to 90 degrees. M is the middle point of YZ. Okay, so you can look at that. So we are told where there is m, that is the middle point of yz. Okay, so the question is find the length of xy. Find the length of xy. So the length we want to find is this one, the one I've drawn in pink. Okay, so to find that length, to find the length of xy, what we're going to do is we're going just to consider this part of the entire triangle, this one here. Okay, that means since the angle on the right side is a right angle, that means even the angle on the left side is a right angled triangle. So triangle XYM is a right angled triangle. Okay, that means angle XMY is a right angle, is equal to 90 degrees. Now to find the length of x, we're going to use Pythagoras theorem. That is the one which is going to help us to find this. So that means we're going to have now here the hypotenuse is yx or xy, that is hypotenuse. So I asked to find the hypotenuse of this triangle I've drawn in pink. Okay, so which means we're going to have yx squared is equal to xm squared plus ym squared. Okay, so that is the formula we're going to use, and that is Pythagoras theorem. Okay, then we're going to say, first I'm going to remove the drawings on the triangle there so that we can see exactly the measurements. Like 5 there, it's a bit obstructed, so we're going to do like that. Okay, once we have done like that, then we're going to say yx squared is equal to, so xm is equal to 5 centimeters, so we're going to have 5 centimeters squared plus, so now here ym, to find the length of ym, we are told that m is at the midpoint of yz. M is at the midpoint of yz. That means from m going to y it's half of the length of yz. So the half of that is 12, so we're going to say plus 12 squared. Then we're going to say yx squared is equal to 5 times 5 is equal to 25 centimeters squared plus 12 times 12 give us 144 centimeters squared. Then we're going to say yx squared is equal to, then we add that. When we add that, it's going to give us 169 centimeters squared. Then here we are going to find the square root of these numbers. So the square root of these terms, which is yx squared and 169 centimeters squared, is, so the square root of yx squared is yx, which is equal to the square root of 169 centimeters squared is 13 centimeter. So 13 centimeter is the length of xy. Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, so question 15 was as follows. Solve the equation 3x minus 5 is equal to 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this question down here. Once I've done that, then straightforward, I'm going to put like terms together. So I'm going to write 3x is equal to 4, then 5 will close the equal sign. Since it's negative 5, it's going to become positive 5, and it is going to be plus 5. Then I'm going to write 3x is equal to 4 plus 5 will give us 9. Okay, then I'm going to divide both sides by 3. Okay, once I've done this, then I'm going to divide 3x by 3, which is going to give me x. Okay, then 9 divided by 3 will give me 3. Okay, so the value of x is 3. Let's go to question 16, which is convert 23.5 to a number in base 2. Okay, so I'm going to convert 23.5 to base 2. So to do this, I'm going to divide this number into two parts. a decimal part as well as the whole number. So I'm going to start with a whole number, which is 23. So to convert this, I'm going to come up with this frame here. Okay, so I'm going to write 23 there, remainder here. Then I'm also going to put the number 2 because I'm converting this number into base 2. So I'm going to divide 23 by 2, which is going to give me 11, remainder 1. Okay, then I'm going to divide 11 by 2, which will give me 5, remainder 1. Then I'm going to divide 2 excuse me, 2. I'm going to divide 5 by 2, which is going to give me 2, remainder 1. Then I'm going to divide 2 by 2, which is 2 divided by 2 will give me 1, remainder 0. Then I'm going to divide 1 by 2. So 1 divided by 2, it will goes to be 0, remainder 1. Now, since I've on the middle here, there is 0. That means my calculation has finished. Now, I'm going to copy the answer. Remember, when you're writing the answer, you start from the last remainder to the first remainder. From the last remainder to the first remainder. So, to do that, which means I'm going to write the 1 down here, then 0, then 111 at the end. Okay, so that is the answer I've gotten. That is the 23 in base 2. Now I'm going to put that number here in purple. Okay, then I'm going to bring the decimal, which is 0.5. Then I'm going to multiply it by 2. Then the answer 0.5 times 2 will give me 1.0. Then 1.0, that means I'm going to get 1 there. Now, since on the decimal part I've come up with a 0, that means my calculation has finished. Okay, because at the decimal part I've come up with a 0, that indicates that that's the end of my calculation. So I'm going to pick that one, or the one I've circled in red, and make it a decimal number to this number like this, and that is the answer. And that is the answer, which is in base 2. So converting 23.5 to a number in base 2 will give us 10111.1 in base 2. Okay, if you know questions, we can go to the next question. Otherwise, if you have questions, ask in the comment section. Otherwise, katuya katutonka mbichani. We go to the next question. Okay, question 17 was, angles M and N are complementary. What is angle N if angle M is equal to 22 degrees? Okay, so here we are told that two angles are complementary. So if two angles are complementary, that means these two angles add up to 90 degrees. These two angles add up to 90 degrees. So when you add angle M and angle N, they should give you 90 degrees. Now, the actual question is, what is angle N if angle M is 22? So that means we're going to come up with an expression which is M plus N is equal to 90 degrees. Okay? Since they are complementary. Okay. Then we're going to replace M by its value, which is 22 degrees plus N is equal to 90 degrees. Then we're going to put like terms together. That means we're going to remain with N is equal to 90 degrees. Then 22 will close the equal sign and become minus. Then it will be minus 22 degrees, which will give us N is equal to, when you find the difference of 90 and 22, that is 68. So that is 68. The difference of 90 and 22 is 68. So the value of N is 68 degrees. Okay. Now let's go to question 18. The diagram below shows part of a regular polygon whose interior angles are 150 each. Okay, so you can see a part of the regular polygon here down, and the interior angles are 150 degrees each. So when we talk about irregular polygon, we are talking about a polygon that has got equal interior and exterior angles, and the sides are also equal. Okay, so now the question is, how many sides does this polygon have? So this polygon has got the entire interior angles, which are 150. So how many sides does this polygon has? So first of all, for us to find this the number of sides, first we need to find the amount of exterior angle. Okay, the amount of each exterior angle. So what are the degrees of the exterior angles? So if we want to find the exterior angles, that means I'm going to extend one angle or one corner. I'm going to extend it like this, the way I've extended using a red there. Then there I've formed a straight line angle where the interior and exterior are subtend, right? Okay, so or are formed. Okay, so we're going to say here we're going to say x. Okay, we're going to say x, so that is the exterior angle is x. So when you find the value of x, that means all the exterior angles of this polygon have the same value as the one we're going to find. Okay, because we need to find the exterior angle that will help us to find the number of sides. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come up with an expression to say interior and exterior angle of a polygon add up to 180 degrees. So therefore we're going to come up with 150 degrees plus x is equal to 180 degrees. Then what is the value of x? Okay, so we're going to put like terms together. So we're going to have x is equal to 180, then 150 will close the equal sign and become minus, so it will be minus 150 degrees. Then x, we're going to say x is equal to, then the difference of 180 degrees and 150 degrees is 30 degrees. So the value of x is 30 degrees. That is the value of the exterior angle. Now once we've done this, then now we can go ahead and find the number of sides. So we're going to say number of sides is equal to the sum of exterior angles, which is 360 degrees, then divide by one single exterior angle, which is 360 degrees, or which is 30 degrees, not 360, but which is 30 degrees. Okay, if you are wondering why am I using the exterior angles, because the reason I'm using the exterior angles, it's because that no matter how many sides, whether it's regular or irregular polygon, the sum of exterior angles is always 360 degrees. It does not change. Unlike the interior angles, the sum of interior angles depends on the number of sides. But the sum of exterior angles is constant in all polygons, whether regular or irregular. Okay. So, and you should also know that the number of angles is equal to the number of sides. The number of angles is equal to the number of what? Sides. So if we find the number of angles, that means we have found even the number of sides. So we're going to divide 360 by 30, which should give us 12, and this will be 12 sides. Okay, it will be 12 sides. So this regular polygon has got 12 sides. If you have got questions, you can ask in the comment section. Otherwise, let's go to the next question, which is 19 and 20. Okay, question 19 was as follows. Simplify 3p raised to the power of 4 multiplied by q raised to the power of 5 divided by 18 q raised to the power of 7. Okay, excuse me. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to rewrite the expression there down. Okay, just like this. Okay, so what we need to do first thing is we need to take care of the coefficients. So 3 and 18, they have got a common factor, which is 3. So 3 on top will be cancelled, and 18 divided by 3 will give us 6. Okay, once I've done this, then we're going to write what we're remaining with. We're remaining with p raised to the power of 4 multiplied by q raised to the power of 5 divided by 6 raised to the power of 7. 6q raised to the power of 7. Okay, now once I've done this, then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to look what is common on top and down. So q is common on top and down, so we're going to expand these q's. Okay, and they are on top, I'll expand them. So as you can see, I've just expanded them. If you multiply these q's down, and you're going to get 7, you're going to get q raised to the power of 7, as well as the q on top, the q's on top. If you multiply them, you're going to get q raised to the power of 5. Then what we're going to do here is, now when you are dividing numbers with the same term, or we are dividing the same terms, the same the same variables. So what you can do is, you can just, when you're dividing numbers with the same, you're dividing powers with the same base, you subtract the powers. Okay, you subtract the powers. So in this case, we're going to subtract 7 minus 5. So it's just the same as we're going to cancel 5 q's from each. So down here we'll cancel 5 q's, and there on top we'll cancel 5 q's. Okay, when you count the q's I've cancelled, they are all 5. So when you do this, that means now we are remaining on top with p raised to the power of 4 divided by 6 multiplied by q. Now this one I can write it in exponential, which is going to be 6q squared. 6q squared. Now that is the final answer. Now we have fully simplified the expression there on top. Now we can come to question 20, which is name the input device. The input device that is in computer. What do we use to put information or data in the computer? So one of the examples is the microphone. Is one of those. There is a scanning machine, there is keyboard, there are a lot of input devices, so you can go with microphone. Okay, now we go to question number 20b, which is how many faces has a rectangular pyramid. Okay, so also not rectangular but triangular pyramid. How many faces has a triangular pyramid? So here is an example of a triangular prism. This is a triangular prism. Why? Because it has got a shape of triangle. The base has got a shape of triangle, so it's a triangular prism. So if it's difficult for you to count the sides of this prism, I can do you justice by bringing this. This is a triangular pyramid net. Okay, this is the net of the triangular pyramid. So now you can see how many faces it has. So every shape there indicated in that bigger triangle is a side of a triangular prism. So when you count those shapes, the triangles which are in that bigger triangle, they are 4. That means it has got 4 faces. So it has got 4 faces. So we can write it has 4 faces. So the correct answer for 20b was 4. Let's go to the next question. Question 21 was as follows. Mrs. Kongola deposited 1,200 kwacha in a bank, and after 6 months she got an interest of 180 kwacha. Find the rate of interest. So we are asked to find the interest rate. Okay, so we're going to use the same formula for finding interest rate. Okay, all right, over 100. So now we can write, now we are told that the interest was 180, so we're going to write 180, which is equal to, then what is the principal? The money deposited was 1200 kwacha, then multiply by the rate. The rate is not given, so I'm going to say multiply by R. Then the time it stayed in the bank is 6 months, so you can write 1/2. Okay, so that is half month over 100. Now here we can simplify the numbers so that we can go with just smaller numbers. So we're going to divide 1200 by 100. So 100 by 100, it's 1. Then 1200 by 100 divided by 100, it will be 12. Okay, so now we can write what we are remaining with. We are remaining with 180 kwacha is equal to 12 times R times 1/2, that is 6 months. 1/2, that is 6 months, half of a year. Okay, then once we've done that, then we can multiply 12 by R, which will give us, so we're going to write 180 is equal to 12 by R will give us 12 R kwacha, then multiply by 1.5. Okay, then we can write 180, then we multiply 12 R by half will give us 6 R. Now there it should be 6 kwacha R. Then we will say we divide both sides by 6. Okay, so it should be 6 kwacha. So I've just ignored the kwacha sign. And then we're going to say 6 there and 6 there. They cancel each other out, leaving us with R, which is equal to, then 180 divided by 6 will give us 30. So 30% was the interest rate. 30% was the interest rate. Okay, go to the next question, which is 22, which is the table below shows the mark obtained by 20 learners in mathematics test. Okay, so you can see the marks there and the frequency. So we are given a frequency table. So the question is calculate the mean mark. Okay, so here in the frequency table you are able to see that 3 learners got 5 marks, 4 learners got 6 marks, 7 learners got 6 learners got 7 marks, and 4 learners got 8 marks, and 3 learners got 9 marks. So we're asked to find the mean mark. So what we are supposed to do here is we are supposed to multiply the mark by the number of learners who got that. Okay, then we add all the products. So we are supposed to say 3 multiplied by 5, 3 multiplied by 5 plus 4 multiplied by 6 plus 6 multiplied by 7 plus 4 multiplied by 8 plus 3 multiplied by 9. Okay, now we can find the product of that. 3 by 5 will give us 15, 3 by 4 will give us 24, then 6 by 7 will give us 42, then that is 42, which I have written already. Then 4 by 8 will give us 4 by 8 will give us 32, then 9 by 3 by 9 will give us 27. Okay, then I'm going to add that 15 plus 24, 39, 39 plus 42, 39 plus 42, 81, 81 plus 32, 113, 113 plus 27, 140. So the total marks were 142. So to find the mean, that is, now we need to find the average. So after adding everything, now we need to find the average. So we divide 142 by the number of pupils, which is here, the number of learners. So there were 20. Okay, never should you divide by the number of terms you have added, like there, no, you use 5, no, you use 20, the number of learners. So there were 20 and there are 20 results. So we're going to divide 142 divided by 20, which will give us 7. So the mean mark is 7. The average mark was 7. Okay, let's go to the next questions. Question 3 was, in the diagram below, Q is on a bearing of 243 degrees from P Okay, so you can look at the bearing of Q. Okay, and then you can look at the diagram. Then the question is, find in its lowest term the bearing of P from Q. So first of all, we need to find the bearing we are trying to find. So the bearing is this one. First, draw the line, then it's this one. Okay, although the green arc is not supposed to be there, I'm going to put it at the end, because if I do that with my program, it will distort everything. Okay. So I asked to find the bearing of P from Q. So I want to find the bearing from the lead line to the line from P there. Okay, so we're going to use this property. First, we'll start by finding the value of P. Okay, the value of P, the angle P there. So to find that, we're going to use the property which is angles on a point add up to 360 degrees. So we're going to say P is equal to 360 degrees minus 243 degrees. Then we're going to say P is equal to, so when we find the difference of that, it's going to give us 117 degrees. 117 degrees. That is the value of P. Okay, however, let me just bring this down because that space is for question 24. So, okay, so that is the value of P. Now, once we've found the value of P, then we can find the value of angle Q there, which is the bearing we want to find. So we're going to use the property which is co-interior angles add up to 180 degrees. So we're going to add 117 plus C, that angle which I'll name X. Okay, that angle I'll name it X. Then that angle X plus C, 117 should give us 180 degrees, because co-interior angles add up to 180 degrees, and they are so because the red line and the line which is written in, they are parallel lines. Okay, so we're going to say 117 degrees plus X is equal to 180. Then here I'm going to put like terms together. Then I'm going to remain with X is equal to 180 degrees minus 117 degrees. Then I find the difference, which is going to be X is equal to 63 degrees. X is equal to 63 degrees. Now that is the bearing of P from Q. That's a bearing of P from Q. So, okay. Now I can go to the next question, which is question 24. Question 24 is a solid of mass 160 grams has density of 0.32 gram per centimeter cubic. Calculate its volume. So to calculate the volume, we're going to use the formula which is volume is equal to mass over density. Okay, so I'm going to replace what is mass. Mass, we're told, is 160 grams. Then divide by the density, which is 0.32 grams per centimeter cubic. So when you divide 160 grams by 0.32 grams per centimeter cubic, it's going to give you 500 centimeter cubic. Okay, so the volume of this solid is 500 centimeter cubic. Okay, now let's go back to question 23. The green arc there is at a long position. We need to put it here. Okay, it should be here, there. Okay, all right, so let's go to the next question, which is question 25 and 6. Okay, question 25 was as follows. In the diagram below, PQ and QR are straight lines. Angle QPR is equal to angle QST, which is equal to 90 degrees. PS is equal to 4 centimeter and SQ is equal to 8 centimeter. So you can take time and look at the diagram. Then after you have done that, you can now go to the actual question now, which is find in its lowest term the ratio of A or 1 PS to SQ, 2 PQ to SQ. Okay, so what we need to do is we go back to the diagram. So we look at the value of PS, which is 4 centimeter. So we can write 4 centimeter there. Then we also look for the value of SQ, the length of SQ, which is 8 centimeter. So we can say 4 centimeter to 8 centimeter. Now remember, ratios are not supposed to have units, so we're going to get rid of units. I will just did this so that you can understand which numbers we are getting. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of units. Now, when we look at the question is asking us to write the ratio in its lowest term. So we need to find a number that can go into 4, the highest common factor of 4 and 8. Then we use that highest common factor to divide 4 and 8. So the highest common factor of 4 and 8 is 4. So we're going to divide 4 by 4 will give us 1. 8 divided by 4 will give us 2. So now we have written the ratio in its lowest form, which is 1 to 2. 1 to 2. Okay, so that is the ratio of PS to SQ. Now we go to question number 2, which is we write the ratio of PQ to SQ. So the value of PQ, as you can see on the diagram, is the distance from P to Q, which is divided into 2 parts, which is 8 and 4 centimeter. So we're going to add 4 plus 8, which will give us 12. So the value of PQ is 12. Remember, I said when you're writing a ratio, you don't write units. So I'm not going to write units. Then we're going to say 12 to 8, because the value of SQ is 8, and that's what we found earlier on in the first question. So that is the ratio of PQ to SQ. Okay, so now we need to reduce this ratio into its lowest term. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a number that can go into 12 and 8, and that should be the highest factor. Okay, the highest common factor of 12 and 8 is 4. So 4 into 12 is 3. 4 into 8 is 2. So the ratio in its lowest term of PQ to SQ is 3 to 2. Okay, now let's go to question 26. Question 26 is Mrs. Kalingwe bought the following items: 3 kg of sugar at 11 kwacha per kg, 1 kg of onion at 9 kwacha per kg, 2 kg of beans at 20 kwacha per kg. Then the question is, how much was her change if she had 90 kwacha? Okay, so Miss Kachingwa had 90 kwacha and she bought these items. So let's find how much she spent before we look for how much the change was. So at first we're told she bought 3 kg of sugar at 11 kwacha per kg. So we're going to write 11 kwacha. Then we're going to multiply it by 3 because she bought 3 kg when 1 kg was sold at 11 kwacha. So she bought 3 kg. So we're going to say multiply by 3. Then plus 1 kg of onion is 9 kwacha. So we're going to say plus 9 kwacha. Then plus 2 kg of beans, and a kg of beans is sold at 20 kwacha, so she bought 2 kgs. So we're going to say 20 kwacha by 2. Then we evaluate what is in the brackets first. So we say 11 kwacha times 3 will give us the 3 kwacha, which will be added to 9 kwacha of onion. Then 20 kwacha by 2 will give us 40 kwacha, so you say plus 40 kwacha. Okay. So now we have evaluated what was in the bracket. Now we can go ahead and add these. So 33 plus 9 will give us 42. 42 plus 40 kwacha will give us 82 kwacha. So he had 42 kwacha. She spent 82 kwacha. Now she had 90 kwacha. So we are going to say we're going to find out the change, which is going to be 90 kwacha minus 82 kwacha, which will give us 8 kwacha. So her change was 8 kwacha. Question 27 was, the Venn diagram below illustrates set X and Y. The Venn diagram below illustrates sets X and Y. So you can take time and study the Venn diagram. Don't rush into answering the question. Okay, if you have studied like I have done, now we can go to the actual question, which is use set notation to describe the shaded region. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at the Venn diagram, and then we're going to use the knowledge of complements of a set. So we're going to look at the diagram, identify any set that is entirely full. It's not, whether it's shaded or not shaded, but it's completely not shaded or shaded. But we can see that X is fully not shaded. So we can use, we can say X, okay, yeah, it shouldn't be Y, it should be X. I'll change it at the end. So it should be X, then union, then we come to, when you look at the other part that is not shaded is the intersection of X and Y. The intersection of X and Y is not shaded. So we can put that in brackets. We say X union X intersection Y. Then after we have done that, then we can say complement. Okay? So X union X intersection Y complement is the shaded region. It's the shaded region. Like I said earlier on, where there is first Y there, I'm going to change at the end of the video. So where there is Y, it should be X. Okay, now we can go to question 28, which is the ratio of female teachers to male teachers at Tazingwe Secondary School is 7:5. If there are 42 female teachers, how many male teachers are there? Okay, so in that question, we are given the ratio, which is 7:5. Then, using this ratio, we are told that there are 42 female teachers, and how many male teachers were not told, we are asked to find. So we're going to say the ratio of 5 for the male teachers is equal to X. Okay, now what we're going to do here now is we're going to do cross multiplication. That means 42 will be multiplied by 5 and 7 will be multiplied by X, like this. Okay, so that is the cross multiplication we're going to have. So we're going to multiply 42 times 5 will give us 210. Then 7 times X will give us 7X. So it's going to be 210 is equal to 7X. Okay, now what I'm going to do now here is I'm going to divide both sides by 7 and this side by 7. Why am I dividing both sides by 7? Because I want to remain with X on one side of the equal sign alone. So 7X divided by 7 will give us, it's more or less like we cancel the 7s in both terms, then which means it's going to give us X. Okay, then 210 divided by 7 will give us 30. So there are 30 male teachers at Tazingwe Secondary School. Okay, now like I said earlier on, I said that I'm going to change where I wrote Y in question 27. So it's not supposed to be Y. It should read as X, not Y union, but X union. So it should be X union, cross bracket, X intersection Y, in X intersection Y, yes. So it should read X union, X intersection Y complements. So these are complements. These the shaded area, this contains elements that are not found in that set I've labeled there. Okay, if you have what questions, you can ask. Otherwise, let's go to question 29. Okay, so question 29 was as follows. The diagram below shows a mapping from set A to set B. Okay, so you can study the mapping there, which we have set A and set B. So you can take set A as domains and set B as ranges. Okay, range. Okay, so to find the value of, the question is find the value of X. So for us to find the value of X, first we need to come up with a formula that can help us to find the value of X. So to find the form, to make a formula, we're going to start first by finding the domain. So what is the domain? So here, To find the domain, we're going to take that set B consists of elements that are for y, and set A is for x. So we're going to say y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what is the value of x? So I'm going to pick the first two elements in y, which is up there, 9 and 11. So I'm going to subtract 9 minus 11. And from x, I'm going to pick 4 and 2. You make sure you get the matching pairs. So, which will be over 4 minus 2. Okay? Then we find the difference of these. So 11 minus 9 is equal to 2. 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. 11 minus 9 is 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. Okay? Then we divide 2 divided by 2 will give us 1. Okay? Once we have done that, then now we can go ahead and write the formula that we can use. So we usually use this formula, y is equal to mx plus c. Okay, so here we can write y is equal to, so we have found the gradient, which is 1. Where there is m stands for a gradient. So I found a gradient which is 1, then which will be 1x. But we haven't found the value of c, which is y-intercept, or the constant. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the same formula to find the value of x. So we're going to write this formula this side. Where there is m, I've already put 1 because I've already found the gradient. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a set of numbers. So I want to pick 7 and 14, not the one I've underlined there, but 7 and 14. So I'm going to use where there is y, I'm going to put 14 because we, as I said earlier on, these elements which are in set B are represented by y. So where there is y, I'm going to put 14, then which will be equal to 1. Then where there is x, there is, that is 7. Okay, then plus c, the constant. Okay, then we're going to say 14. Then we evaluate 1 multiplied by 7 will give us 7. Then plus c. Then here we're going to put like terms together. So I'm going to say 14. Then 7 will close the equal sign and become negative. So minus 7 is equal to c. Okay. Then once we have done this, then we can find the value of 14 minus 7, which is 7, which is 7 is equal to c. So the value of c is 7. So we're going to say, we're going back on the middle where there is a purple formula. So we're going to say y is equal to 1x. Then we're going to say 1x plus c, 7, because we found that the value of c is 7. We will go further and simplify the formula by saying yx is equal to 1x plus 7. So we're going to evaluate 1x. So we're going to say y is equal to 1x, 1 times x will give us x, which will be plus 7. Now that is the formula we're going to use to find the value of x. So we're going to write here down. We're going to write down here, just like I have shown. That is where I want to find. So we're going to say, we're going to write the formula, which is yx is equal to, which is y is equal to x plus 7. That's a formula. We have just written it. Then we're going to say, what is the value of y there? It is 17. So we're going to say 17 is equal to x plus 7. Then we're going to put like terms together. So we're going to have 17 minus 7 is equal to x. So we evaluate 17 minus 7 will give us 10. So 10 is equal to x. So the value of x in that is 10. The value of x in that mapping is 10. Okay, now let's go to question number 30. A television set can be bought for 6,000 kwacha cash. It can also be bought on hire purchase by paying a deposit of 2,000 plus 6 equal monthly installment of 1,000. Tembani wants to buy the television on hire purchase. How much more will he pay on the hire purchase? Okay, so hire purchase cost is equal to, so we're going to say hire purchase cost, HPC, that is hire purchase cost, is equal to deposit plus total installment. So we're told that the deposit is 2,000 kwacha, then plus 1,000 multiplied by, we are told 6 equal monthly installment. So we multiply by 6. So now we're going to say 2,000 kwacha plus 1,000 kwacha times 6 will give us 6,000 kwacha. 2,000 plus 6,000 kwacha will give us 8,000 kwacha. So 8,000 kwacha, this is the higher purchase cost. Okay, so once we have found that, then now we can find the difference of higher purchase and the buying it cash. So now we know that the buying the television on cash is 6,000. On higher purchase it's 8,000. So 8,000 is bigger than 6,000. So we're going to say 8,000 then minus the cash price, which is 6,000. Then when you find the difference of 8,000 and 6,000, you find that the difference is 2,000. So Tembeni will pay 2,000 more if he buys on higher purchase. If he buys on higher purchase, he's going to pay 2,000 more than buying at cash. Okay, so basically these were the answers the examiners were expecting from you in this paper. If you have got questions, you can ask in the comment section. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. It has been easy learning Z Mathematics. The future is bright. See you in the next video, and God bless you.